I got a new fountain pen. But first, coffee. For those bitten by the fountain pen and or stationary bug can attest, this hobby can really swallow up a lot of disposable income if you're not careful. There's so many interesting and lovely items to lust after and acquire. I have a nice collection of pens that I'm extremely happy with, but there was one missing, or at least one I long desired to own. I subscribe to Stephen Brown's way of thinking when it comes to fountain pen collecting, using, and accumulating. I'm definitely in the user camp. Every pen that I own has a purpose and must get regular use to justify its place. From the first time I saw the classic Pelikan Souvera with distinctive bill clip and green stripes, I was intrigued. I have fairly long fingers and don't like to post pens, so I prefer a pen that feels substantial without the cap. The weight of the pen with its brass piston instead of the plastic internals of the M600, the larger overall size, and of course that massive nib. I had to have it. I opted for black because I think it looks incredible with the gold hardware. Clearly I'm a Pelikan fan, and for good reason. There's just something about the overall design that really speaks to me across most of the different trim options. Here is the M1000 next to the M800 in brown, the M805 Stresemann, and an M600 in the green and black trim. I was listening to pen friends April from Penguins Creative and Kelly from Kelly Love Letters on the Stationery Cafe podcast and heard April talking about pen sleeves from Helen's Creations. Perfect home for large to oversized pens. I picked up 2 sleeves. The second one to house a BENU Bora Bora. It's got the Schmidt No. 6 steel nib in fine. Beautiful pen. When it came time to ink up the M1000, I chose Diamine Silver Fox. The nib on the M8000 is fine. It's 18 karat gold and bicolor, and it's massive. Many have mentioned the fact that the nib itself offers a fair amount of flex despite it not being a flex nib. After inking the M1000 up and writing about 2 pages worth of words, I didn't like the Silver Fox after all. I found the ink to be quite dry, so I quickly cleaned it out and refilled with Diamine 1864 Blue Black. The paper is a huge factor in how fountain pens write. For work, I find myself using moleskin lined notebooks, although I rarely, if ever, use any of the Pelikans with them. I'm a huge fan of Midori paper. The A5 and B6 slim notebooks are my favorite and pair very well with Pelikan nibs in my experience. It's really interesting when you consider the landscape of fountain pen fans who make content on YouTube. Particularly during the lockdown, I spent a lot of time watching people full of passion for their hobby and seeking like-minded people around the globe to share their advice and experiences with. It's pretty challenging to get the right angle to film yourself while writing comfortably. It's been about 8 weeks now since I first started writing with the M1000, and it's quickly become my favorite. That large nib took a little getting used to, as your hand isn't as close to the paper as it would be with smaller nibs. Also, the fine nib is a gusher.